Conventional knowledge says to keep 3 to 6 months of your income in your savings account. When you're just coming through a hard time, you don't have that kind of money. So you have to set logical goals. For me, the logical goal was to try to save at least a month of my mortgage or rent in my savings account so that if anything happens, I knew I had a month to figure it out before I ran out of cash. I also had a month of my car note in my account so that way if anything happened, I could drive my car around, I could figure it out. Now, let's say you do all of that and you still have extra money left. What do? For me, that meant I put money aside for a vacation because vacations were important to me. And when I finally had the money, I wanted to take them. A year ahead or 6 months ahead, look for a place that I wanted to go and save towards that. Let's say you've done all that and you still have money coming in. This is the point where you need to think about investing. Some people don't know anything about it. They put money in a high yield savings account. That's okay, but that will give you like 2 to 5% at the max. The stock market gives you upwards of 10% and above. I knew nothing about investing, so the first thing I did was look at my 401k and I took everything and put it in the Fortune 500 because when I checked what my company was investing in, it was safe, but it wasn't giving me enough returns. If you have a lot of money that you saved up, you can open a self-directed investment account. In that account, you can put your money in index funds, mutual funds, or you can put it in ETFs. I do not know much about this. I'll tell you what I know and you can go do your own research. Now, index funds are the basic funds where you own pieces of a company. You just own their stocks and whatever. If the company makes money, you make money. If they lose money, you lose money. Usually that gives you about a 10% return in the United States stock market. However, mutual funds try to go a little bit further and try to beat the stock market. So they try to make 10% or more. By looking for the most profitable companies and moving your money around and making sure that happens. ETFs go a step further and try to trade with your money in those companies. So the higher up you go, the more risk you take, but the more money you make if it works out for you. You can pick individual stocks and so on, but if you're like me, you don't know much about it, it's probably not going to work. However, there are simple things you can do. We all know basic maths, we all know basic percentages. Look at, let's say you put yourself in a term investment that says you're going to retire in 2045. Look at what you're investing in, look at the first year returns, third year returns, 5-year returns, and 10-year returns. And do that for at as many of the options that are available to you and pick the one that has the most profit. But that's a simple way to look at stocks and investing and so on and so forth. I didn't talk about things like the IRA and the Roth IRA and because that's going to make, at least it made me dizzy at the time, but I'm beginning to look in those things and I'm beginning to hope that in the future, it's options that will be available to me as well to save my money, enjoy my money. If you like this video, consider liking, subscribing, sharing, following for more, and I'll see you next time.